Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. First of all, can I say a great big huge thank you to Dave Lowe for creating the lovely new intro that you've just all seen before the video. Excellent work, mate. Much appreciated. And you are a genius, even if you don't think you are. I think you are. So thanks ever so much for that, mate. Much appreciated. It'll set the videos off very, very nicely. This is actually about the 40th time I've tried this. For some reason, it is not happening this morning. So I'm going to try and get it right finally. The movie I'm talking about is called Clerks. Made in 1994, directed by Kevin Smith. It's a low budget comedy, basically set in a convenience store. You've got a very, very tiny handful of characters. The guy that runs the convenience store, name of Dante. You've got the guy who runs the video store next door, name of Randall. The plot, such as it is, I mean, there isn't really one, because nothing really happens. How can I even start this? It's basically a day in the life of these two guys that run these two stores next door to each other. They're constantly popping into each other's shops for a chat. They have these extraordinary conversations about sex, pop culture, Star Wars, Indiana Jones, Jaws. This is basically all it is. It's a series of conversations and a series of little incidents within the store. They both get this steady succession of weird, strange, oddball characters, customers coming into the shop. I've dropped a full review on the website if you want to take a look. It goes into a little bit more detail. I don't want to give too much away in case you haven't seen it. I mean, this was the first time I watched it and I absolutely loved it. It is brilliant. Just to give you a little bit of information on the backstory, Kevin Smith shot the movie on a remarkably low budget. I believe it was 28k. He had to sell his valuable comic collection and also maxed out all his credit cards to finance the film. A lot of the characters in the movie are played by friends and relatives, and a lot of those friends and relatives doubled up as crew members in between scenes. So it was all done on basically on a shoestring. It was shot in black and white. I can't recommend this film highly enough. It was so damn funny, and I wasn't expecting it to be as funny as it actually was. I mean, one of the standout scenes for me, if you've seen it, you'll know what I mean. The cat and the litter box on the counter. It's just it's so funny the way it just happens. And some of the conversations they have are just legendary. Star Wars. Which was better, Empire or Jedi, and discussing why so many people were killed on the, let me get this right, the second Death Star, the first Death Star in the original movie was complete, and all the people that were aboard were the evil Empire, so it didn't matter that they all got destroyed and killed. But the second Death Star in Empire was probably full of contractors because it was still under construction. So, you know, did a lot of contractors lose their lives when this thing was destroyed? And would a stormtrooper know how to install a toilet? These are the kind of conversations that they have. Jaws, salsa shark. As I say, if you've seen it, you'll know exactly what I mean. But it is just hysterical, the whole thing. So I mean, it's highly recommended if you've never seen it. I'm certainly glad I've introduced myself to the world of Kevin Smith. I've actually ordered a couple of books off Amazon this morning on the back of watching this. And I've also watched the first episode of Comic Book Man, which is a series set in a comic book store that Kevin Smith runs. Season 1 isn't available, so I've had to start on season 2, but I've thoroughly enjoyed the first episode, and I will be following that up with more. So if you get a chance to watch Clerks, highly recommended if you like very adult, irreverent comedy. You will absolutely love this movie, and I couldn't recommend it highly enough. What else have I been watching this week? I'm addicted to a certain series at the moment, actually. Do you remember Scream, the Wes Craven movie from the mid-90s? Well, they did a series probably about 4 or 5 years ago, and I've kind of avoided it like the plague because I love the movies, but series never quite usually live up to the original movie. But I thought I'll give this one a go because there was nothing else on, and I'm completely addicted to it. I've already got through season one, absolutely brilliant. I thought that was the end of it, but it turns out there was a season two, and I'm about 5 episodes from the end of that. So, I mean, if you've not seen it, I would definitely recommend it, especially if you're one of these that thinks that it's not going to be as good as the movie. Believe me, it is. It is superb the way it's done. So, that's recommended. My other big news this week. Do you remember last week I reviewed a movie called Killer Sofa? I also reviewed one called Larmageddon, which was bloody terrible. But Killer Sofa actually wasn't bad. I uploaded the video, and within a few hours, I got a comment on there from somebody called Bernie. I think it was Bernie Rao or Bernie Lau. And me being curious, I decided to find out who this guy was because I wasn't familiar with him. Entered him into Google, looked him up on Facebook, and it turned out that Bernie Rao is actually the director of Killer Sofa, which I was well pleased with. He called me a legend. Thanks, Bernie. Appreciate that. So, yeah, that was the big news. I actually got a comment on my YouTube video from the director of the movie that I actually reviewed. Win-win. Well pleased with that one. So, what am I going to be talking about next week? I'm finally going to do the Goonies. I've been promising to do this one for weeks, but I really want to do this one justice. So, the review is already written. I've just got to hone it, just get it absolutely right. I've been immersing myself in podcasts about the Goonies all week, just listening to basically stories of on-set antics and that kind of thing and background. I also ordered this from Amazon, 3 Weeks with the Goonies, which is written by a guy that was on set of the Goonies, basically, just to give everybody a sort of a background on what it was like being on the set of one of the most successful movies of the 80s. So I'm going to have a read of that. So the Goonies I'll be talking about next week, and there will obviously be a review going on the website for that one. I also had this one through this week, the Horror Almanac. Jason Parry recommended this one to me, sent me a link, and within about 30 seconds of looking at the link, I'd actually ordered the damn thing. So it's a cracking little book. It's all stats and figures, so that there's no artwork in it as such. Just basically movies from 1970 to 2020, and you've got all the stats in there concerning the budget, how much it made, where it was filmed, the actors, all that kind of thing. So I mean, it's a fascinating little reference book to dip into. So looking forward to getting into that one. I think that's pretty much it for this week. I mean, if you've enjoyed the video, as usual, please like and subscribe. I would really appreciate that. The Clerks review that I've written is going up on the website any minute now. So if you'd all pop over and have a little read of that and drop any comments in the comment box, that would underneath the review, that would be very much appreciated. I've got a stack of Blu-rays and DVDs to watch and review over the next few weeks. If there are any movies that you'd like me to take a look at and have a chat about, drop the names of the titles on me in the comments below, and I'll see if I can get through to them. I've already got half a dozen on the go that people have asked me, basically said, just have a look at this, you'll think it's brilliant. So I'm going to be doing that over the next few weeks after I've sorted the Goonies out. So, right, I think that's it for this week. Have a good Sunday, folks. Enjoy what's left of the weather before the rain sets in. And I will talk to you all again next week. As I say, if you've enjoyed the video, just give it a thumbs up and a like. That would really be appreciated. Take care, folks, and I'll talk to you all again next week. Bye-bye.